Number 10. In 1977, our radio telescopes captured a 72-second transmission from deep space. It matched every predicted mathematical characteristic of an extraterrestrial beacon perfectly. For decades, humanity kept its ears pointed at the sky, desperately waiting for a greeting. Instead, we were met with a deafening silence. It never repeated because it was never a conversation. According to recent astronomical data analyzing the 1,000 closest star systems, we are sitting in an entirely sterile void. That transmission was not a simple hello. It was a compressed data packet, an automated categorization tag labeling Earth as a mere biological glitch before moving on. They found us, classified our existence, and then turned their backs with absolute cosmic indifference. If an advanced intelligence looks right at you and decides to walk away without a single word, what cataclysmic thing do they know is coming that you don't? The kicker is you have been taught a comforting lie. Since childhood, mainstream science has assured you that Earth sits in a perfect habitable zone, but the physical laws you consider absolute are nothing more than temporary, local weather conditions in an otherwise hostile cosmos. Look up at the sky and you feel protected by a thick, unyielding blue shield. In reality, if the Earth were a polished 16-pound bowling ball, our entire atmosphere would be as fragile as a thin layer of mist left by a single human breath on its surface. That fleeting condensation is the only thing keeping your body from the absolute vacuum of space, where the atmospheric pressure is exactly zero. Without it, the boiling point of your blood and tears drops below your own body temperature, causing your fluids to vaporize instantly. A single primordial sneeze from the universe could wipe that mist away in a fraction of a second. The gravity that holds your feet to the floor and the time that ticks on your watch are not permanent laws. They are temporary anomalies in a universe governed by chaotic, relentless decay. But the mystery deepens when we examine where we are actually parked. We believe our solar system resides in a peaceful, quiet neighborhood of the Milky Way. The clinical truth is that we are perched on the precipice of the Boötes void. Astronomical surveys confirm this is a spherical region of ABYSSAL emptiness stretching roughly 330 million light years across. To put that scale into perspective, if you could drive a car at highway speeds, it would take you millions of lifetimes just to cross a fraction of a single light year. The Boötes void is a staggering expanse of dead space where thousands of galaxies should exist, but simply do not. If our Milky Way were placed at the center of this great nothing, the night sky would be so incredibly dark that humanity wouldn't have even known other galaxies existed until the 1960s. We would have spent our entire history believing we were the only biological glitch in an infinite black ocean. But this void is not a natural configuration of empty space. Nature abhors a vacuum, and according to the cosmological principle, matter is supposed to be distributed evenly across the cosmos. The sheer unnatural emptiness of the Boötes region suggests something far more horrifying. It implies that our so-called sanctuary is actually the edge of a cleared-out area. We aren't living in a peaceful cradle of life. We are sitting on the border of a cosmic quarantine zone, and whatever entity or catastrophic event was required to carve out a 330 million light-year wide grave might still be lurking in the dark. Number 9. What is more disturbing is how we naively assume that if a species can cross the stars, they must be peaceful and enlightened. But survival in this universe dictates a catastrophic need for energy on a scale we cannot even conceptualize. Look at Tabby's star, known as KIC 8462852. Astronomers watched in dread as its light inexplicably dimmed by a massive 22%, a drop far too immense to be caused by any natural orbiting planet. If a Type 3 civilization targets our solar system next, they won't arrive as conquerors, and they certainly won't arrive as teachers. They will arrive as automated mechanical processes. According to the Jihad infrared survey, which utilized data from the NASA WISE satellite, Astronomers scoured 100,000 galaxies looking for the immense thermal waste heat that theoretical megastructures should produce. They found absolutely nothing. This isn't a relief. It means whoever is out there has perfected their technology to be 100% efficient, radiating zero waste heat. They are operating in total stealth, dismantling star systems in the dark. Number 8. When an advanced civilization needs raw materials, they don't send manned fleets. They send self-replicating automated drones designed to devour planets and strip mine asteroid belts for rare isotopes. To a machine programmed to harvest the Milky Way, Earth isn't a sacred sanctuary of life. We are simply inventory. Imagine a human construction crew paving a new multi-lane highway over a tiny ant colony. The bulldozer operator doesn't hate the ants. He simply needs the space, and the ant's complex society means absolutely nothing to the heavy treads of his machine. That is the true, merciless face of cosmic indifference. We are the ants, and the cosmic bulldozer is already in motion. The sheer physics of their arrival guarantees our complete erasure. Let's look at the absolute law of mass energy equivalence, E equals mc squared. An automated harvesting probe doesn't need to be the size of the Empire State Building to wipe us out, because nothing with mass can exceed the speed of light, 299,792,458 meters per second. These machines would travel at relativistic speeds. At 99% of the speed of light, a single, lifeless drone the size of a grain of sand hitting our atmosphere carries the kinetic energy of a nuclear bomb. Now, imagine a swarm of 1 billion such machines, no larger than a cloud of locusts, decelerating into our solar system. The kinetic impact alone would instantly boil our oceans, strip away our fragile atmosphere, and shatter the Earth's crust into a molten, sterile graveyard. There is no malice. There is no negotiation. Just the cold, mathematical certainty of a harvest we cannot stop. Number 7. But the terror does not end with physical destruction. Since 2007, astronomers have been detecting fast radio bursts, flashing across the abyssal dark of space. Mainstream science desperately tries to comfort you by labeling these as natural anomalies. But a recent study published in the elite journal Nature completely shattered that fragile assumption. Researchers analyzed a specific signal, designated as FRB 2022-0912A. It was a structured repeater that violently emitted over 500 signals in a span of just 2 months. The SETI Institute discovered artificial mathematical structures embedded within its frequency drift. It behaves nothing like a natural pulsar, and its pattern is entirely incoherent to our astrophysical models. It occupies a chilling middle ground between random cosmic noise and deliberate, structured communication. Number 6. These are not stars exploding in the night. They are the final, desperate data dumps of dying civilizations. Every advanced species eventually realizes that biological tissue is a decaying, vulnerable trap. To survive the relentless entropy of the cosmos, they abandon their physical flesh, uploading their collective consciousness into digital substrates orbiting dead stars. They trade the warmth of life for the cold, sterile perfection of a machine. But to broadcast their existence across billions of light years, they must weaponize physics, applying the inverse square law of radiation, where intensity equals power divided by 4 pi times distance squared. We can calculate the raw, unadulterated horror of this transmission. Because the signal dissipates exponentially over distance, the broadcast source must release a catastrophic amount of energy for it to remain intact when it reaches Earth. We are talking about releasing more energy in a single millisecond than our sun produces in 30 years. Imagine taking the entire electrical grid output of the United States for the next 10 million years, and compressing it into a blinding flash lasting 1,000th of a second. They are essentially burning their own star systems just to power the transmitter. And what exactly are they transmitting into the deafening silence of the cosmos? Entire civilizations compressed into code. When their host star begins to die and their servers run out of power, they compress billions of uploaded minds into a single radio burst and fire it blindly into the void. It is the equivalent of trapping an entire planetary population in an eternal sensory deprivation tank, hurtling through the dark at the speed of light. They have achieved immortality, but they have simultaneously become cosmic ghosts. We are receiving the screams of dead civilizations, encoded in mathematics that no one is left to decode. Number 5, the truth is, humanity views consciousness as the ultimate evolutionary triumph. But according to the brutal mathematics of the cosmos, your awareness is nothing more than a momentary static flicker on a broken television screen inside an abandoned house. Number 4, we thought we were masters of the atom until the vacuum decided to crumble. A groundbreaking paper published on archive.org and accepted into peer-reviewed physics journals details the catastrophic instability of the Higgs boson mass. It proves that our universe does not exist in a permanent, indestructible state. We are suspended in what physicists call a metastable false vacuum. This means the very fabric of our reality looks completely stable, but it can collapse at any absolute moment without warning. If a single bubble of true vacuum nucleates anywhere in the void, it will expand outward at the exact speed of light, rewriting the fundamental laws of physics instantly. It will erase every star, every planet, and every biological cell it touches. Let's apply the biology of terror to this physical constant. A fatal radiation dose of 100 sieverts would melt your central nervous system, causing immediate incapacitation and an agonizing death within minutes. But a true vacuum bubble sweeps through space at exactly 299,792,458 meters per second. The human brain requires approximately 13 milliseconds to process a visual image. Your nerve impulses, maxing out at a sluggish 120 meters per second, are painfully slow. When the expansion front hits Earth, the physical structure of your brain and the DNA in your cells will be completely unzipped and dismantled before your optic nerve can even register a flash of light. The pain signal physically cannot outrun the destruction of the nervous system itself. You die before you even know you are being hit. There is no bunker deep enough, no early warning system fast enough, just an instantaneous transition from existence to absolute non-existence. Number 3, even more unsettling, is the paradox of our own making. We look up at the abyssal dark and ask, where is everybody? This missing evidence of alien empires is known as the Fermi paradox. But the deafening silence of the cosmos is not an absence of life. It is a deliberate, desperate survival strategy. The dark forest theory presents a mathematically sound, suffocating reality. Advanced civilizations view the universe as a dark forest where any detected life is instantly classified as a survival threat. In this cosmic environment, survival depends entirely on staying perfectly silent and striking first at any detected signal. Yet, humanity has done the exact opposite. Through the 1974 Arecibo message and the Voyager probes, we have been blindly transmitting our exact planetary coordinates into the void. According to tracking data from organizations like the SETI Institute, our sphere of artificial radio noise is actively painting a massive target on our solar system. Broadcasting our location into the cosmos is like striking a brilliant magnesium flare in a pitch-black cavern, exactly when you can already hear something massive breathing in the corner. Number 2, even if we pull the plug on all our transmitters today, the math guarantees it is already too late. Astrophysical frameworks, specifically the Grabby Aliens mathematical model, predicts that aggressive, technologically superior civilizations will inevitably expand to consume the galaxy at near light speed. They do not negotiate and they do not study us. We are not sitting in a protected sanctuary. We are simply a blindfolded organism in a petri dish. We are entirely unaware that a drop of bleach has been placed on the opposite edge, silently and steadily sterilizing everything in its path toward us. Earth is nothing more than a shrinking pocket of empty space, waiting on borrowed time before an expansion front arrives to systematically disassemble our solar system. And the most horrifying part? You will never see them coming. This is the ultimate paradox of helplessness, enforced by the absolute speed limit of the universe, c. Because their expansion fleet moves at near the speed of light, the light carrying the visual evidence of their approaching armada reaches our telescopes at the exact same moment their weapons enter our atmosphere. The universal speed limit is not a window, it is a cosmic blindfold. Furthermore, the horror is compounded by the brutal physics of relativity. Applying the time dilation equation, where t prime equals t divided by the square root of 1 minus v squared over c squared, we uncover a devastating asymmetry. For humanity on Earth, the wait for alien contact feels like an agonizing stretch of thousands of years. But for an execution fleet traveling at 99.9% the speed of light, subjective time compresses to the pilots of those ships. Crossing the abyssal void and entirely dismantling our world takes mere subjective hours. We are waiting centuries for an exterminator who feels like they are just swiping away a speck of dust on a Tuesday afternoon. When the sky finally goes dark, who will be left to record our final seconds? Number 1. The final blow to our arrogance is the realization of infinite repetition. We cling to the arrogant belief that human history is a unique, linear narrative. We tell ourselves that our struggles, our technological triumphs, and our eventual demise actually matter. But the mathematics of eternal inflation erase that comforting delusion entirely. According to modern theoretical physics, our Big Bang was not the grand beginning of everything. It was merely a single, microscopic bubble nucleating within an infinite, exponentially expanding foam of dead universes. And in an infinite multiverse, the horrifying truth is not just that we are utterly insignificant, it is that we are completely redundant. If space and time are truly infinite, then every possible arrangement of quantum particles must occur an infinite number of times. Every choice humanity has ever made, every historical tragedy, every scientific breakthrough has already played out in the exact same configuration, across an endless sea of collapsing realities. There is no free will, and there is no unique achievement. We are not making history. We are simply replaying a predetermined algorithmic loop that the cosmos has already executed and erased trillions of times before. We exist in a framework where retroactive editors, forces, or entities navigating through probability rather than physical space can simply prune timelines that fail to serve the cosmic equation. They don't need to conquer us. They simply delete the iteration and let the deafening silence sweep over the remains. We are likely attempt number 10 billion, just another failed biological glitch waiting for the inevitable reset. Our entire existence is nothing but a single, fleeting spark in a dark room that has already been forgotten. We look up at the stars and desperately try to convince ourselves that we are the universe experiencing itself. We aren't. We are a rounding error in a cosmic calculation that is about to be corrected. We are not special. We are a statistical anomaly in a cold graveyard. Thank you for watching and sticking till the end. We've got plenty more videos coming in the future. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss them. See you in the next one.